Hello friends, welcome to Gentleman Cadet Academy GCA. Hope you all are doing good. So today the video is regarding SCO, that is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It's a very important lecture topic. It falls under the high level topic, and most of the time questions related to this can be asked in personal interview also. And I will cover this video in few parts. Firstly, the general background of SCO, why it was formed, the basic information about SCO, then the importance of SCO for India, then the challenges and the areas of cooperation in SCO, and finally the recent summit that is held in Islamabad, Pakistan. What are the events that took place at the recent summit? So the video is going to be in crisp form. So again, without wasting any time, let us start. Now, starting with the basic information about SCO, that is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It's basically a political, economic, and security alliance that was established by China and Russia in 2001. And it is the largest regional organization in the world that covers 80% for about 20% of the world's total. So basically, it was formed as a Shanghai 5, that is the three Central Asian countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and two major countries, Russia and China, but it was dissolved in 1996 and it was further succeeded by SCO in 2001. So in June 2001, the president of these nations, that is the five countries, along with Uzbekistan, they announced the establishment of SCO to strengthen political and economic ties. And the group further extended to 8 states by June 2017 with the inclusion of India and Pakistan. And later on, Iran joined in July 2023, and several other countries, they also participate as a discussion partners or observers. And SCO's top decision-making body, that is the head of the State Council HSC, convenes annually to oversee the organization, and it also includes the regional anti-terrorist structure, that is RATS. So basically, SCO aims to strengthen ties among its member states through cooperation in politics, economic, culture, and energy. And it also promotes regional peace and stability by combating terrorism and extremism, and also advocates for a multipolar world order. And it combines with the Asian Development Bank and UN on international road transport agreements, enhancing trade and connectivity in the region. Now, talking about the expanding membership of the organization. So in year 2010, SCO initiated the process of admitting new members. Turkey sought a dialogue partner status in 2011, which was granted in 2013, making it the first country to lead a group within the organization without full membership. Then Afghanistan received observer status at 2012 summit, and Vietnam expressed interest in observer status in 2011 but has not applied. Then Ukraine has also indicated interest in 2012, but no application has been made due to the political changes and the tensions with Russia. Then Turkmenistan, they also recognized as a permanent neutral country by UN resolution, but cannot join the SCO and has attended summit as a guest since 2017. Now let us discuss the background why SCO was formed. So the basic reason was the region of Central Asia is a region that is laden with a lot of natural resources and which is very important for trade and energy. And these Central Asian countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan, these are the landlocked states that emerged after the Soviet Union collapsed. And these countries faced a lot of difficulties accessing their abundant natural resources, and their trade heavily depends on transit through neighboring countries and the political stability of these regions. So this reliance has led to the competition among the regional and the global power for influence over these resources, and alongside initiatives to develop reliable transport routes through friendly nations. So therefore, in the current geopolitical environment, which is characterized by growing fundamentalism and protectionism, the SCO has gained importance as a platform for member states to collaborate on all these challenges. Now, a little bit about the background. So basically, the Treaty on Deepening Military Trust in Border Regions was signed in Shanghai in 1996, which united the heads of states of China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, and Tajikistan as the Shanghai 5. Then in April 1997, these nations signed the Treaty on Reduction of Military Forces in Border Regions. Then the Shanghai 5, they held annual summits in 1998, 1999, and 2000. And then in 2001, the Shanghai 5, they held their annual summit in Shanghai, and they officially transitioned the group into SCO. with the addition of Uzbekistan. Then later on in 2002, SCO Charter was signed in Russia outlining the organization goals and structure. Then by 2007, SCO launched over 20 large-scale infrastructure and energy projects. And SCO also established a relationship with international organizations including UN, ASEAN, African Union. Now let us move to the most important part of the video, the importance of SEO for India, why SEO is important for India. So basically there are a number of reasons. The very first reason is regional security. So SEO serve as a critical platform for addressing significant security concerns, particularly those related to terrorism, separatism and extremism. And these issues are especially important for India due to its unique geographical and political context, where the cross-border terrorism and separatist movement pose ongoing challenges. And second is the economic cooperation, and SEO plays an essential role in facilitating economic collaboration among its member states, creating enhanced opportunities for trade and investment. And for India, this is particularly beneficial as it seeks to deepen economic ties with Central Asian countries, which are very rich in natural resources and have growing markets. And by participating in the SEO, India can leverage its relationship within the organization to boost economic engagement and open new avenues for trade partnership. Then the third is the geopolitical influence. So talking about this, India's membership in the SEO significantly enhances its geopolitical influence in Central Asia. That is a region that holds strategic importance due to its proximity to key market and resources. And this membership also helps India counterbalance the growing influence of China and Pakistan in the region, as both the countries they have substantial investment and strategic interest in Central Asia. And by actively participating in SEO, India aims to assert its role as a key player in the regional dynamics. Then the next is the Central Asia. SEO is particularly important for India because it emphasizes the significance of Central Asia, that is a region where India is eager to strengthen its ties, but it faces a lot of challenges. So India has recognized the need to establish stronger connections with Central Asian countries to enhance its strategic presence. And in the recent years, India has also convened various dialogues with Central Asian leaders to signal its commitment to building partnerships. And additionally, a lot of visits by Indian members also amplify the message of cooperation and collaboration within the context of SEO, showcasing India's proactive approach to engaging with its neighbors. Now, talking about the areas of cooperation in brief, so SEO focuses on several areas of cooperation, for example, peace and security, which is maintaining regional peace and enhancing security. Then, foreign policy coordination, which is aligning positions on mutual foreign policy issues, particularly in international organizations. Then, counteracting crime, that is jointly addressing terrorism, separatism, extremism, drug trafficking, arms smuggling, and illegal migration. Then the disarmament, which is very important, which is coordinating disarmament and arm control efforts. Then the economic cooperation, promoting regional economic collaboration and creating a favorable environment for trade and investment to facilitate the free flow of goods, capital, services and technologies. Then the transportation infrastructure, which is improving transit capacity and developing energy system. Then the environmental management, which is ensuring effective management of water resources and implementing joint environmental initiative. And finally, the disaster management and cultural exchange, which is enhancing interaction in science and technology, education, healthcare, cultural, sports, and tourism. Now, moving to the challenges part. So, SEO faces a lot of challenges. The very first is the diverse membership. So, most of the member states they have varying political system, economic interest, and security concerns, which makes it difficult to reach on consensus. Then, second is the geopolitical rivalries. So, the tension between major members, particularly India and Pakistan, hinder collaborative efforts and can affect the organization's unity. Then, the regional conflict, such as those in Afghanistan and tensions in Central Asia, pose security risk and complicate SEO initiative. Then the terrorism and extremism. So combating terrorism is a priority, and differing definitions and approaches among member states complicate coordinated efforts. Then the economic disparities. So the varying level of economic development among members can lead to imbalances in trade and investment cooperation. Then the external influences, for example, increasing involvement from Western powers in Central Asia can challenge SEO's influence and objectives. Then The environmental issues, which is addressing shared challenges like water management, requires coordinated action, which can be contentious. And finally, the infrastructure gaps, which is the insufficient transportation and communication infrastructure, can also impede trade and cooperation efforts among members. So these challenges require ongoing dialogue and cooperation among member states to enhance the SCO's effectiveness and relevance in regional and global affairs. Now let us move to the last part of the video, that is the latest SCO summit and the major takeaways. So the latest SCO summit was held in Islamabad, Pakistan, which was attended by India, China, Russia and 6 other member countries. And our external affairs minister S. Jaishankar traveled to Islamabad for the meeting, and it's a first such visit in the last 9 years. Now talking about the major takeaways from the summit, so it has important issues to highlight among its member state. So the very first issue that was raised in recent SCO summit was India's stance on Belt and Road Initiative. So India is the only SCO member that is opposing China's Belt and Road Initiative due to concerns regarding territorial sovereignty, and this reflects India's cautious view of China's extensive infrastructure and connectivity projects. Then second is the critique of Western sanctions. So member states voiced strong criticism against Western sanctions on countries like Russia and Iran, arguing that these actions negatively impact international trade and economic relations, ongoing geopolitical tensions. Then third was the cricket ties between India and Pakistan. So the discussions between India and Pakistan hinted at a possible resumption of cricket relations, though officials noted that this is still in preliminary stages and it all depend on broader diplomatic ties. Then the fourth, that was the most important issue, was the issues of terrorism. So India's external affairs minister highlighted the ongoing challenges between India and Pakistan, stating that the cross-border activities marked by terrorism and extremism impede efforts for trade, energy cooperation, and enhanced connectivity among member countries. And in his brief speech, he conveyed to SCO leaders that cooperation in trade and energy and connectivity cannot succeed if cross-border actions are marked by terrorism, extremism, and separatism. And he underscored the need for SCO to effectively tackle the challenge of turbulent global landscape. Then he also highlighted that SCO cannot advance if it selectively adopts global practices, implicitly criticizing China's assertive stance on key matters. And finally, he urged SCO member countries to advocate for reforms in global institutions, particularly to make United Nations Security Council more representative and transparent. So friends, this was all about SEO, and I have almost covered each and everything that is relevant from SEO point of view. So I hope this video will be beneficial for you. So keep this video in mind, especially from Lecturette point of view. So I have tried to keep this video as short as possible so that you can focus only on what is relevant from SSB point of view, be it Lecturette, GD or personal interview. So I hope this video will be beneficial for you. So until then, keep learning, keep watching and keep supporting. Thank you and best of luck for your upcoming SSB.